Welcome back, everybody, to the Spurs MyNBA here in NBA 2K23. We are in Season 2. Last episode, we had our Season 2 opener. Today, we have a doubleheader here in the Western Conference. We'll be facing off against the Lakers, the 5 seed in the West, and the Portland Trail Blazers a little bit later in the episode. The Lakers have been very good this year so far, especially with an aging LeBron. And Markelle Fultz is going to start the day with a turnaround layup, but unfortunately for him, he finds himself behind the basket. So both teams still 0-0. Josh Richardson, one of the newer players on this Lakers roster, he's looking to get a nice roll. He's going to start the day with a big corner three, and that's a good shot for a 3-and-D guy on this roster. Joseph Lemire struggled last game. He's looking to bounce back from that. This time he couldn't get the open three. Instead, Victor Wembanyama is going to get LeBron to jump on the pump fake, and Vic is going to go against the King there, and he gets the win in that one. Now it's 8-2. The Lakers have had a magnificent start. Markelle Fultz using the screen from AD, pump fakes, gets Simons in the air, and he gets right to his sweet spot there on the middle of the court. He's going to hit a nice shot. The Spurs have struggled offensively in just the few games we've seen it. Joseph Lemire is going to pull the trigger from three. And just like that, he has 3 points so far. Just as good as he did in our season opener. He has struggled this year. And Markelle Fultz, I mean, what a blazer there. He just pulls up from deep range and he hits the shot. Anthony Simons going to go to the corner. Lemire kicks it back around to Johnson. Keldon Johnson sets the screen. Wemby's going to roll from it. He's going to slam it down. Anthony Davis a little too slow. 15-9 now. Rui Hachimura pulling up off the pick. He misses the wide open shot. I thought that one was going to fall. Spencer Dinwiddie, another new point guard for this Lakers roster, as they have revamped and looked to go for a deep playoff run. Dinwiddie going to do a spin move. Step back on Trey Jones. He drills the three. An impressive display of everything in his bag that time, as Spencer Dinwiddie does a great job. Now Joseph Lemire pulls up, and he's got 8 points and a couple threes here in this first half. Now Markelle Fultz, a good shot or good pass out of the shot. Both players a little miscommunication. Dinwiddie from three again. Lakers in this first quarter have been lights out from the field and lights out from three. Joseph Lemire, he's been good so far, I guess you could say. 11 points, bouncing back from last week. This time it's going to be off a screen, a little mid-range pull-up. He's got 13 now. He is 5 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from three-point land as we get towards the second quarter. Spencer Dinwiddie's not done. He has 3 threes now, 9 points quickly to start the day, 35-23 here in the second quarter. The Lakers playing amazing, shooting amazing. Jay Crowder's going to continue that with the corner three. He knew that was going in before it even left his hands. He's going to have a chance for another one. This one's contested. It doesn't fall. AD fights for the rebound. Josh Richardson, the long two, he hits that one. 40-23 here in the second quarter now. Simons off the pick and roll finds Jeremy Sochan, and he's going to slam that one down. That's his first basket of the night. He is 1 for 1, a -10 in the plus-minus. Jeremy Sochan has been a good starter, but not anything surprising. Jay Crowder, though, looking to respond in the corner three, falls again. I mean, what are you going to do when the Lakers are shooting the way they have been here in this first half? Anthony Simons driving on Richardson, finds Keldon Johnson across the court. KJ is going to hit the three. Now that makes it a 20-point game. Joseph Lemire off the screen wants to find the open man all around the perimeter. Ring around the rosy. Anthony Simons hits the three. Beautiful passing there from Jeremy Sochan to make the extra pass. And that is a big, big shot. Now 57-36 late in the second quarter. Joseph Lemire off the screen, dumps it down to Wemby. Wemby's going to drive, kick it back out, round the corner. Rui Hachimura this time pulls up. Great defense by David Nwaba. But Rui was failing himself. 57-41 now. Joseph Lemire drives, wants to make the pass across the court. Rui open this time. He won't miss again. 8 points run for the Spurs. 8-0, I should say. Victor Wembanyama gets it down low. Pumps. Kind of good defense there by Mo Bamba. Rui gets it on the poster on the corner again. And he's going to hit another shot. 3 straight baskets for Rui Hachimura is going to give him 8 points. And he has done a great job. LeBron misses the layup. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it out. And Richardson starts the second half with a 3 of his own. 66-50 is your score right now. Anthony Davis has Lemire on him. He has to get some help. Jay Crowder pulls up and he hits the three. And all that work to end the second quarter. The Lakers undo it in a couple of seconds, basically. Anthony Simons has a couple baskets, and now Joseph Lemire, great pick by D'Anthony Acey, pulls up with a man on his hip, and he pulls and hits that one. 16 points for the #1 overall pick, and he has redeemed himself from last week. This time Spencer Dinwiddie in cover, and he is going to nail the three. That one was beautiful coverage. Not much more you could have asked for. Joseph Lemire this time drives to the basket, and a hard foul from Mo Bamba. Thankfully, he would be able to get up. He would hit a free throw, but he was just down there for a couple minutes. Rui Hachimura now going to go on the cutting pass to Simons. He's got 15 now off of the slam, and the Spurs, despite what feels like a great run, they are still down by 20, 83-63. Malachi Branham in the corner. Trey Jones trying to drive. He gets it down to Wemby. Great defense. Wemby pumps past LeBron, and he puts it in. 65-83. Malachi Branham going to drive to end the quarter. He's going to go up and under Josh Richardson. He hits the layup. Lakers, though, up 83-67 now. It is a 16-point ball game here into the fourth quarter. Josh Richardson gets a nice little move around the screen. Wemby pumped or jumped for it, and he just easy dumps it down to Anthony Davis. Now Rui in the corner. He's going to pull up immediately. No hesitation. 70-85. That brings it back down to a 15-point ball game. 87-72. Wemby this time stays with AD. It still gets down to him. Jay in the corner. He hits the three. Every time we try to make a run, the Lakers have a response. As you can see, Harrison Barnes went out of the game. Rui looking for another three. He hits it again. Off the bench against his former team. He's got 14 points and a good showing for Rui. Anthony Davis is going to miss the layup, but they call it a foul on Victor Wembanyama. You'll see at the end of the episode, the Lakers shot a whole lot of free throws in this game. And I mean, it's a video game, but apparently the Lakers still get a favorable whistle. AD now out to the post or out to the perimeter. Mo Bamba hits the three, 94-75. This one is getting out of hand fast. 75-98 now. LeBron in transition. Pulls up with a hand in his face. He hits the three, 101-75. Rui Hachimura looking for an answer. They desperately need something. D'Anthony Acey along the perimeter. He pops back, pulls up, hits the three. 7 points, 10 rebounds for him. Anthony Simons now in transition gets it down. Devin Vassell's going to pull up in the corner, and that would be the final shot of the game for the Spurs. 104-83. The Lakers run the clock down. They would take the win here. 104-83 is your final. They are going to continue winning this season. They may even move up to the 4 seed as we head into a matchup now against the Trailblazers just a couple weeks later. Unfortunately, I played this game thinking Anthony Simons would match up against his former team, but he was injured for this one, so Trey Jones is back in the lineup. Jordan Hawkins will be the backup point guard for this one. As you can see here, another road matchup in the Western Conference. The Trailblazers have been decent this year. They have a good roster. They made the trade to trade Anthony Simons to us for the second overall pick in return, and we made that, or the 6th overall pick, and instead of selecting one of the top players, they took Lamont Boyd, which is interesting. But so far, the Trailblazers start with a 2-0 lead, and Joseph Lemire starts his day with a tough layup. He puts that one down over Shaedon Sharpe. Sharpe now working with Poto off the screen, pulls up and hits the three. Nice shot there. 5-2 now is your score. Shaedon Sharpe along the perimeter, right around the Moda Center name tag, gets it to Dame Dolla. Dame Dolla hits the three. That is an 8-2 lead now. 12-6. The Spurs offense kind of stalling here to start the day. Joseph Lemire working on Sharpe, driving, kicks it to KJ. KJ from the corner hits the three. 3 points early for him. 12-9 now. They get the ball back. Trey Jones wants to drive, gets it to Wemby, who wants to slam it, but he gets the and one layup instead. Victor Wembanyama now 14-12 is your score. Joseph Lemire working in the paint, gets it. Jordan Hawkins back in the game now. He hasn't done too much this season. Instead, gets it off the pick and pop to Wemby, who hits the three. He's got 8 points here in this first half. Damian Lillard has been on this Trailblazers team a long time as he hits an impressive leaning three in the corner. And this year could be the ultimatum. If they don't make a deep run with this deep roster, there's a chance they might trade Dame. Joseph Lemire, though, showing off his Dame range as he hits the three at the top of the key. What a rhyme. 7 points early for him, and he has shown why he's the #1 overall pick as he feels it himself and hits some type of three right there at the top of the key. And this time, Trendon Watford shows that he's got the range. 25-26 is your score now as we're in the final minute of this first quarter. Devin Vassell, not injured this time, gets it to D'Anthony Acey, the number 4 overall pick, is going to hit the three. And that is a big part of his game. Devin Vassell now in the corner. He pulls up and hits a three. So the threes are raining from all around. D'Anthony Acey, though, says, let's get it into the paint a little bit. And he tries to slam that one down. Gets over the outstretched arms of Jakob Poeltl. And now the Spurs trying to extend their 5-point lead. Dame Dolla, though, says he has other ideas as he hits the three. Just a quick stop at the top of the key, 39-37. Joseph Lemire driving. He's going to kick it out to KJ. KJ looking for his third three, and he has 3 of 4 on the day so far. He has 9 points for this Spurs roster. Lamond Boyd's going to pull up. He hits a three. Everybody hitting threes except for Jeremy Sochan. We all know he can't shoot. 48-44 now. The Trailblazers down by 4 still. They're going to get it down to Watford. He got a nice open seam in the paint. And the Spurs are up by 2 now here late in this second quarter. Trey Jones driving past Gabe Vincent. He pumps, gives it out to KJ. Another three, and that one's going to rattle around the rim, but it falls. 3 or 4 threes now for KJ. He has 12 points and in 1 rebound, 1 assist as we enter the third quarter. Damian Lillard working on Joseph Lemire. Cam Reddish going to pull up from deep. Misses the three. A fadeaway three for Cam Reddish with being covered. KJ on the fast break from the pass by Lemire. That is a big shot in the corner. He has 15 now, 56-50. Dame Dolla gives it back to Shaedon Sharpe. Joseph Lemire guarding Sharpe. He's going to drive on him. He's going to pull up the midi right in his face. Joseph Lemire's got to feel the disrespect now. Damian Lillard, a step-back three, not going to fall. 6-point game for the Spurs. They have a chance to extend it to an 8-point game as Trey Jones hits the nice little running layup. As Lamond Boyd misses the freebie there. Joseph Lemire in transition, pulls up, and there it goes. Down goes the three as I struggle through my words. Joseph Lemire, 63-58. He's going to drive, puts it up and in over Shaedon Sharpe. Here we are, still third quarter now, 65-60. The Trailblazers on a run here. Joseph Lemire working on Sharpe. He's going to pump fake. He's going to go around the perimeter out to Rui Hachimura. Doesn't hesitate. He hits a three. Big shot there from Rui. He's not doing as good as he did last game, but still a solid outing so far. And a nice layup by Brandon Miller. Forgot he was on the team, honestly. He hadn't really done too much. Shaedon Sharpe now going to go to Trendon Watford. Pump fakes, gets the man in the air. Nice passing, and Clint Capella finishes it 72-68 now here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Capella gets the lob, send him back to his Houston Rockets days. And the Spurs now looking to extend their lead as Shaedon Sharpe puts Malachi Branham on a poster. And he just baptizes him on the drive and the right-handed slam. Malachi Branham didn't stand a chance, so the Trailblazers have fought their way back here. 78-77. Damian Lillard with a step back, misses so badly it goes to Boyd. Boyd misses. Poeltl puts it back up and in. He has dominated the boards here. Victor Wembanyama, these past 2 games showing that he struggles against traditional centers. Lillard misses the three. Back out to Little off the rebound. That is a big one there. 82-80 now, 84-80. Trey Jones going to get it to Wemby. Wemby drives past both of them. Lamond Boyd comes in. He fouls him. And Victor Wembanyama has a chance at the free throw line to bring it back to a 1-point game here, right under 5 minutes remaining. Vic's going to pull up, and he hits the nice simple free throw there. 88-88 now. Nasir Little gives it to Brandon Miller. Miller is going to pass it up to Boyd, who has struggled offensively, but he's hit some timely shots. Brandon Miller driving. He's going to pump and go backwards to Poeltl as Wemby fell. And Poeltl just gets an easy layup, 88-90. Now Trey Jones stuck in the paint, gives it out to Lemire, who has 21 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. He goes down. Jeremy Sochan goes up and through Lamond Boyd to tie the game up, 92-90 now. Spurs trying to get some offensive consistency out to KJ in the corner. 421 points. He hits that one, and it's a 94-93 ball game now. Clint Capella around the perimeter. They're going to give it to Brandon Miller, former number 3 overall pick, makes a bad pass. Dame Dolla gets it off the deflection, pulls up, and ice in his veins, Damian Lillard. He says it's Dame time now. A minute 39 remains, 96-94. The Trailblazers were once down by 10. They have a comeback here. Keldon Johnson drives, and he is stopped quickly. Joseph Lemire now needs a big shot from somebody. Jeremy Sokan sets the screen. Lemire gives it out wide open. Wemby can't hit the three. The Blazers have a chance to end it here or hit a dagger. Brandon Miller drives past everyone, and he slams it with the right hand and with authority. San Antonio's biggest lead was 11 here to start the fourth, and now it is a 4-point game. Keldon Johnson going to drive out to Tre Jones. He's not a reliable shooter, but this time he hits it. Ice in his veins. Brandon Miller misses. 197. Final shot here for the Spurs. Tre Jones, fast break. Keldon Johnson, no good. He had a shot. Shaedon Sharpe's going to drive down the court, and he's going to get fouled eventually. And the Spurs would blow this one 102-97, so they are now going to lose both of their road trip games here we have taken in this episode. 102-97 is your final for the Trailblazers. In the Lakers game, honestly, both teams didn't shoot all that well. As you can see, Spencer Dinwiddie had 19, Markelle Fultz 17, Josh Richardson 17. They just shot very good from three-point land. Almost 50%. LeBron only had to have 9 points and 6 rebounds for them to win this game. AD had 16 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. He was very, very good. Joseph Lemire did bounce back, though. He shot a whole lot of times, but he had 22 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block. Anthony Simons had 15, 1 and 6, a steal and a block, a couple of turnovers, but he shot pretty well. 50% from the field. Bad from the three-point line, though. Victor Wembanyama, he got locked up. These games today kind of exposed his strength against traditional centers. Anthony Davis can play that role if he needs to, and he bodied Victor Wembanyama. He caused him to foul out with only 24 minutes on the board. Rui Hachimura had a great game off the bench, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He had a great job from the three-point line, 4 of 11. D'Anthony Acey, 7 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. Loving this guy as a guy off the bench. He just brings in energy. He can get in the paint. He can hit the three. Just love that we were able to pick him up at number 4. Keldon Johnson, this game, terrible. 1 of 11, 1 of 10 from three-point land. He had 3 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. And then after that, nothing really to write home about. As you can see, we simulated a couple of weeks. We ended up going into December right at the end of December 31st, the beginning. The Lakers was the end of November, and now we were at the end of December here. The last day of December, we played the Trailblazers. Damian Lillard had 24 points. He had 1 rebound, 6 assists, 2 steals. Shaedon Sharpe, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple blocks. He shot pretty well from the field, but not really from the three-point line. He was right around 50% from the field, but 1 of 7 from 3. Jakob Poeltl exposed Wemby even more there, especially in the clutch. He is probably one of the bigger reasons we lost this game. Jakob was able to get a couple putback points late in that fourth to get them over the top. 16 points, 13 rebounds, 8 of 8 from the field. And Brandon Miller, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Lamont Boyd, the number 6 overall pick at a 72 overall, he had 7 points, 13 rebounds, a couple of assists, a couple of steals. As we go to our side of the ball, Vic Wembanyama, what the word was that? Victor Wembanyama. I said Vic Wembanyama. Don't know what that was, but he had 22 points, 11 rebounds, an assist, and 3 blocks. He shot 9 of 21 from the field, 1 of 8 from 3. So he really struggled today against Jakob Poeltl. Joseph Lemire, though, once again, 2 back-to-back very good games, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 9 of 20 from the field, 3 of 9 from 3. Keldon Johnson had 21 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 of 12 from the field, 5 of 8 from three-point land. I didn't really understand how he went from that game against the Lakers, and then we play this game, and he has 21 points on amazing, efficient shooting. I didn't get it, but I won't complain. D'Anthony Acey had 11 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 4 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point land. Tre Jones was forced to start this game after an injury to Anthony Simons. He ended up with 7 points, 10 assists, 3 rebounds. He actually hit a 3, so I was shocked by that. After that, nobody really contributed all that much as we are now entering into the month of January. The end of this episode will be our first prospect scouting list. You'll see whoever is very high on the boards. As you can see, Anthony Simons, he suffered a hyperextended left shoulder, so he's going to be out for a while, about a month and a half. If everything goes well, it'll be about a month. If everything goes bad, it'll be about a month and a half to 2 months. He is currently going to be out. So Trey Jones will be the long-term starter throughout that time. Then we'll have Jordan Hawkins coming in as the backup point guard. Malachi Branham will obviously get some minutes. Chester Evans may even see the court, but this team still has a great shot at the playoffs right now. They are just on the outside of the 7 seed. They are the 8 seed right now, 18 of 16. And they are on a 2-game losing streak, however, but 6-4 in their last 10 games is very, very good. We have a positive point differential, 2.6 points. A lot of teams down here have a negative. So I think this team still has a great shot at making the playoffs. It's going to be a push, and it's going to be a little bit difficult, but we are going to try our best to do that. We're going to simulate a couple of weeks into the future here as we get into January. As you see, the Mavericks are wanting to make a trade. They're going to trade Jonathan Isaac, they're going to receive Jonathan Isaac and a center Floyd for Daniel Gafford and a first-round pick. So a big trade there for the Mavericks, trying to get some depth at their forward positions. Now, we take a win against the 76ers, so we beat Joel Embiid. And we're going to see, let's see how everybody performed in that game. Keldon Johnson had 27. Joseph Lemire struggled. Really didn't shoot it all that much. I was hoping he would shoot more than that, but I may have to end up changing his sliders. We're going to go down here, and we're probably going to end up playing right around the trade deadline, right around the All-Star deadline. We might end up playing the Timberwolves. We might end up playing a few of these other teams, but we'll stop here at the New York Knicks game. And we'll go ahead and simulate this week. So we go about halfway through January, and then we will get into the trade deadline, or not the trade deadline and stuff will be next episode. We will get into the scouting after the simulation is finished. The Hawks are going to be receiving Dorian Finney-Smith and Joe Harris, and the Nets receive Yusuf Nurkic. Interesting trade there for Atlanta. They are trying to still build around DeJounte Murray and Trae Young, and the Spurs. Whoa. Going on a 4-game winning streak as DeAnthony Acey has to end it all with an injury. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. We'll give some of his minutes back to Rui Hachimura. Then we'll go down here and we'll go down and get up Malachi Branham's minutes. And also, I believe that means Naz Reid will be receiving some minutes as well, trying to replace DeAnthony Acey, and EJ Liddell may also get on the court a little bit here and every now and then. We're going to go ahead and see what else other kind of trades will happen. We're going to look at this one. The Knicks want to trade for Larry Nance Jr. and Mitchell Robinson. Dylan Windler is also included in that trade. If we look at the Knicks roster, it's probably not going to make too much sense because they probably don't want to give up Mitchell Robinson as their starting center unless maybe you argue that Trey Davidson is going to be their starter going forward. And it would give them Larry Nance as a backup. And then Dylan Windler would be a younger small forward option. And I think that means I'm going to let the trade go through. The Pelicans, let's see who they need on their roster. Does it make sense for them to get a center as well? They do need a experienced center. I mean, they've got Larry Nance Jr. He's not a traditional center. They've got Craig Porter, a rookie. So I do think they could use that rim-protecting traditional center there. So I am going to accept that trade, and that's going to give them a chance to have Mitchell Robinson as their new starting center there in New Orleans. And we are going to continue simulating down here to the Knicks game as we are going to take on the Mavericks. A couple games skid there after a nice 4-game winning streak. Can we bounce back from it as we take on the Warriors? We do get a win there. Warriors want to trade Draymond. That doesn't make too much sense considering they would have just extended him. DeAnthony Acey is back in. I'll adjust that lineup whenever we get into the next game. Here's another trade. The Mavericks are going to be trading DeLon Wright to the 76ers. They get a backup point guard in a second round, or the Mavericks are going to be getting DeLon Wright in a second-round pick. The 76ers are going to get Alexei Popov, the rookie coming out of this past year's draft class. Another trade here. The Kings look to receive Jay Wilson in return for Kevon Looney from the Nets. Doesn't make too much sense, so I'm going to go ahead and freeze that one there as we are now at our matchup against the New York Knicks. We get to look how they are with Kevin Durant as their starting power forward. They traded for him last year in that blockbuster trade, but we haven't been able to face off against them yet, and now we will take our chance here before the episode ends to introduce you to some of the scouts in this year's draft. And before this episode ends, I didn't really want to go on to a in-depth look at every scouting report or every recruit. So we're going to get through the first 15 players in the 2K projected draft order. Obviously, it can vary, but this should allow us to get well into the second round. First off, we've got Hayden Kemp. He has a very good comparison. He is a 6'9", small forward, power forward out of Seton Hall, 21 years old. Compared to Andrew Wiggins or Kevin Gamble, he can be a solid defender, very, very good athletically, and he can play defense very well, but he needs to work on his finishing and his shooting around the perimeter, but he is a decent mid-range shooter. Right about now, he's projected at number 1 with 2K, number 2 with the Draft Express, and number 4 with NBA.com. Behind him, we've got Ralph Jackson, a 6'10", power forward center at 18 years old. He is compared to Truck Robinson or AC Green. He has great potential. A lot of people or a lot of scouts think he has a knack for making stops every now and then and rarely gets blocked because of his height. Needs to work on IQ and athleticism and stuff like that just to improve. Next up, we've got 6-foot point guard Malik Jackson. He's 21 years old. He has a great opportunity right now out of Kansas. He is a great shooter, a very, very good shooter from behind the three-point line. Very average but consistent defender and a very athletic but small point guard. He needs to work on getting his height and working around how it can... Basically, he needs to work on not letting people exploit his height. And next, we're going to actually start with the first of a pair of brothers. We've got Chris Sheldon. He is 6'8", small forward, power forward out of Nebraska. He has all-star comparisons. He basically is one of the more complete players in the draft. He is a great dunker and a good defender. No significant weaknesses. He can shoot the ball. He can, run around the court. He's athletic, and he's dense. He is 6'8", 247 pounds. He's 22 years old though, but we'll get into him and his brother later on as he's projected a little bit farther down the draft. You'll probably see his name. Next up, we've got Dedrick Mills from Minnesota. He is a point guard, shooting guard, a short king. He is 5'10". He's probably not going to end up getting drafted as high as this says, but he's just a good floor general. He's got good reflexes, good IQ. And it's shown the ability to shoot and get steals. So he can play defense despite the height. So it'll be interesting to see where he falls to. Allen Rogers is a 6'10", I repeat, 6'10", small forward out of Kansas. He's teammates with Malik Jackson right here. That's the point guard. That's their small forward right here, Allen Rogers. He has comparisons to Jared Wallace, who was a great player at one point for the Bobcats. He can play defense. He can shoot. He needs to work on being much more consistent, but he does have good athleticism and is able to finish at the basket. So I think with his defense and stuff like that, if he can develop a average or at minimum a decent shot, he is going to be a good player on a roster. As we get to the second of the twins, Caleb Sheldon, he is 20 years, or the second of the brothers, I should say. He's not a twin. He is 20 years old out of Nebraska. He's a 6'7" small forward. His brother is as we saw, 6'8" small forward. Caleb is a little less dense than he is. He's only 235, about 15 pounds less. He has not as flattering comparisons, Rick Fox or Bonzi Wells, but he knows how to play defense. He has had a chance to play at the college level, so he has a good job or a good opportunity here being related to Chris Sheldon to maybe find a role in the NBA, but he can shoot somewhat, he can play defense, and he's just athletic, so he's probably going to find a role fairly easily. As we get into number 8 here, we have Jabari Tate, a 21-year-old, 6'11", power forward, small forward out of Richmond. He's basically listed as a stretch glass cleaner. He can shoot the three. For a 6'11" guy, he is very efficient at shooting the three. I mean, as you can see, his grades. We won't really have all his attributes, but we do have his grades. He's a B- on the three-point shot, so he is a good three-point shooter. He can rebound, he can score in the paint, and you got to hope that he can develop the defensive side of things because that's probably the biggest thing he needs to work on is that. And if he can finish that off, that'll be a good power forward right there. We're finally wrapping up the top 10 here, or close to the wrapping up the top 10. At number 9, we have Russ Pope, a 6'8" small forward out of Baylor. He's 20 years old, 213 pounds. Once again, compared to Rick Fox or Matisse Thybulle. So that means he's a very good defender. Needs to work on his three-point shooting, though, but he has good control for his age of his body. He has nice finishing skills around the rim. And if he can improve his shot, he is going to find he is probably one of the higher upside guys in this draft if he can improve his shot. Now at the final spot of number 10, we have a 6'3" point guard, shooting guard, Henry Wheeler. Henry is, compared to Marcus Smart or Eric Bledsoe, he can play defense, he can shoot at some level, not as consistent as you would like, but he does get steals. He has shown the ability to train, be patient, and develop his game, especially at Creighton. And at 22 years old, he has experience with basketball, so that's why Henry is going to be probably a top 10, maybe back end of the lottery pick. Next up, we have Lowell McKinney, a 6'5 shooting guard. He's 190 pounds, 21 years old. He's from Texas. Excuse my accent. He's a reliable 3-and-D guy right now. That's probably the biggest look on him. He's not a great passer. He needs to work on his vision and all that, but he's skilled at shooting the ball. He plays defense. He puts himself in a great position to play defense and get steals on most levels, like even 1 through 5. At 6'5", he can definitely guard 3s and 4s to some degree, mostly 3s, 2s, and 1s. And he's athletic. So Lowell McKinney out of Texas, while Texas wasn't that great this year, he has a chance to be really, really good to whatever team drafts him at just 21 years old as we round out or get to the final 3. Next up, we have Aaron Oliver. He is 23 years old, so one of the oldest players in the draft. He's 6'10", power forward, small forward out of South Florida, so USF. He needs to work on his three-point shooting, but he has a good mid-range ability for his height. Very average, but consistent at jumping and athleticism, and he needs to work on honestly taking his own shot. He's very unselfish, and he passes the ball probably to a default. Similar to Ben Simmons, he passes the ball way too much sometimes, and I think he could be better if he was willing to get his own shot up sometimes and protect the rim and focus on getting his game going. As we get to the final 13, 14, and 15, we have Mike Dunleavy III. He's the son of Mike Dunleavy Jr., the best shooter in this draft. He's just like his father. He is a 6'8 small forward compared to Rick Fox, compared to Maurice Harkless. Hopefully he can develop his defense, but as of right now, this man is a great, great shooter, and that's something that he's going to come in and do no matter what team drafts him at just 19 years old. Another 19-year-old here to round out the final 2, Antonio Williams. He's a 6'10 power forward, small forward, 243 pounds, out of Spain. Parents moved there when he was young. He has all-star comparisons such as Bob Love or even Kurt Rambis. He's a good scorer in the paint, shows some promise that he can develop his blocking a little bit farther, and just protects the low post as best as he can. Needs to work on his offense to really take that next leap, but that's why he's here at number 14. And finally, we have Dakota Sellers, as people call him. Just like Dak Prescott, this man is Dak Sellers at number 15. He is a 6'4 point guard, shooting guard out of Brazil. He is compared to Derek Harper, an all-star point guard, or Elfrid Payton. So a good floor general. He's going to pass the ball. He's going to get to the rack and you make unselfish decisions. And he has shown the ability to finish around the rim. Needs to work on his shooting. Needs to develop a consistent shooting stroke to really take the next leap. And that is going to wrap up our top 15. As you can see, we've got a wide range of players. Hayden Kemp right now sits at number 1. That could easily change just within one scouting report. Next episode, as I said earlier, we will be taking on the Knicks, and probably we'll go through the trade deadline and play another game as well. So I hope you guys are all excited for that, and I'll talk to you guys next episode. All right, Spurs Nation, peace.